And it's lights out on the British J-Prix, and everyone appears to get away off the line nicely. Ooh, looks like Marco Horvath's going to try something early on Amber Sport, and Lila Brokov takes the lead early off of Santiago Lima. That's not the right button. And right now the Mercedes getting into an immediate early lead. Looks like the Haas of Tyler Mann is now going to attempt something on Amber Sport. Can't get it done. Oh no, that's not Tyler Mann, that's Leslie Arslan, the 14-year-old Turkish driver who started an impressive 6th on the grid. Amber Sport, who finished 2nd last time around in Formula J, has so far not raced yet again in the NASCAR Cup Series where she originated. Drivers like Marco Horvath having the best run in the NASCAR Cup Series, as the regular drivers for my team were all out at Le Mans. He would actually win the Florida Georgia Line 200. I finished 3rd that day at Indianapolis, so incredible job done by him. Though in Las Vegas, he crashed towards the end of the race, and I didn't see him until pretty much the last second, which he collected me. I went into the wall. That was my fault. That was not his. Santiago Lima was also there. He didn't do anything too particularly outstanding, but he also did a good job. Actually, he did run up front in the 2nd Las Vegas race. And Leslie Arslan taking a couple stage wins at Vegas. And up front now in the 27, that is the Russian Carlos Dimitri, 16 years old. Whoa. Oh! It looks like... Oh, that is terrible for Amber Sport. A puncture on... Hasn't been too long. Let's go back, see where that came from. Just lap 3, and at the worst place possible, passing the pit entry, she'll get a puncture. That would probably be either a safety car or a virtual safety car. As she struggles, the field gets by. Ooh, pretty narrow there. Oh, terrible for Amber Sport. And the number 3 Red Bull had an amazing run the first time out at the Spanish J-Prix. And the 10 Crystal Lake, who didn't do particularly well, but did race in the Austrian Grand Prix, and now we got the virtual safety car. The Austrian Grand Prix, I gotta say I was keeping an eye on her, and that is the 2 of my Evander Zanda. It was Gary Bostwick, who also ran in place of Stoffel Van Dorn, as both Brendan Hartley and Stoffel Van Dorn were out at Le Mans. They both did alright jobs. I don't think either of them finished in the points, but when you come from this sort of Little League type racing series to one of the most elite platforms on the planet, it can't be a smooth transition every single time for everyone. And pit stops are beginning. It looks like initially it'll be the 44 of Lila Brokov and the 5 of Sarah Wilson. Good stop for Wilson, as well as Brokov. Carlos Dimitri getting held up due to traffic. The 18 is that Ed Nunez, the 13-year-old from Mexico. And Santiago Lima takes over the lead off of Marco Horvat, but as we expect, pit stops continue the cycle. 60 kilometers an hour. I cannot translate that in miles per hour, but I think that's like 32 or something. Very slow through here. And his stop. Really smooth. Axel Donovich from Russia. And a whole host of cars. Uh-oh. That's not good. And looks like trouble at the Haas pit, but Lila Brokov has taken over the lead once again. And it looks like Santiago Lima in the number 7 Ferrari will take over second. Hired at the Ferrari development program under Kimi Räikkönen. As Sarah Wilson, who's competed with me in NASCAR a couple of times, I realized the audio quality was pretty terrible for that race, so I'll just share this personal story in which in turn 8 at Canadian Tire one time, I think it was, I sent it in way too hot on Lando Norris had not gotten it the 62 quite yet. I think we're still running on it. We have yellow flags. Charles Sauber continuing to drive slow. Marco Horvat trying to run down Sarah Wilson, it looks like. Axel Donovich a little ways back. Then it's Gary Boswick and Zara Jones, the Emirates driver, just 18 years old. Rita Perez out of Argentina. As I was saying about Sarah Wilson, it was. I then dumped the 62, being a little aggressive. It was late in the race and I was kind of desperate to win, so I just I dumped him in turn 8. He spun out and was collected, and then collected Sarah. The accident was not her fault. It was 100% on me. Yeah, that was just an interesting story. And currently, Lila Brokov continues to lead, pretty much without issue on the medium tire compound. And what has happened? And it looks like the issues continue for Haas. Something is not right. I don't know what has happened. Looks like Crystal Lake now being closed in by the 44th Lila Brokov. And still no one doing anything in the hospital. What has broken down here? I've heard of pit stop disasters. Oh yeah, and then this was in response to, it looked like there were issues, a collision with Charles Sauber. I'm getting. Don't show everything, but I do know about everything. They just send off the Haas. I was in the pits. I think it was Arslan, Leslie Arslan. Meanwhile, Lila Brokov continues to run away with the lead under the pursuit of Santiago Lima, though he has not been able to challenge anyone. And the reason that the Formula J series is not racing on the full course. I think you would have noticed by now that we're not racing on the full Silverstone circuit. Silverstone is one of the most... I haven't actually run here yet on this configuration, but I have run on the simulator. It is extremely technical. Even in areas like turns 1 and 2, well, I guess it's not really technical, but it is pretty fast. Beyond that, the areas like Luffield, Copse, and the Maggots-Beckett's Chapel complex, it can get pretty technical. It's the only place where I actually have shifting points, where I downshifted the apexes of Maggots and Beckett's. And it's just sort of to help me with that. Not a lot of downforce is needed for this place because you still have to have something on the straights. I didn't participate in FP1 because of homework, but FP2 will be extremely busy, though I am pretty confident we can get the operation done in the single 90-minute period. What has happened back here? We might have to go back an entire lap for this. My apologies. It looks like Santiago Lima had it coming. Oh, no! Charles Sauber and Santiago Lima coming together. And Amber Sport continuing just to sort of hang on now. Not really able to do anything. Oh, Sauber in the grass. Heartbreak for her. She finished second at in Spain, and was actually on one of my teams for the 24 Hours Le Mans, Wilson Chevrolet Fields Corvette Racing, and she was on the number 2 team, who I don't know what happened yet, but ended up finishing last in class and last of any classified car. So last of anyone still running on the track, which was 44. So pretty devastating all around for Sport. Now it is the final lap for Lila Brokov. It does not look like Santiago Lima will be able to match anything she has. She will cruise comfortably now to the checkered flag to win her second race in Formula J. Funny enough, Lewis Hamilton does not yet have a win in Formula 1. Insane to think, but it's true. And Lila Brokov will win the Spanish J-Prix. Ooh, are there more troubles at Red Bull for Amber Sport? Oh! And with everyone else having crossed the finish line, that's the end of the race. Charles Sauber taking out Amber Sport. Oh, that was dirty. Oh, that is terrifying. Somehow, not causing substantial damage to the rear wing, but that's the end of the race. And taking a look now at the results, Lila Brokov with a time of 11 minutes and 37.377 seconds will take the checkered flag to claim a race win and 25 championship points. Sarah Wilson, and the drivers are entered under the mentor name. Sarah Wilson will take second place by a pretty decent 3 seconds. Marco Horvath with redemption in mind. And Gary Bostwick will take fourth. I have to take a look at who that is, actually. Number 11 is Rita Perez out of Argentina, age 16, in fifth. Sixth, no. That is Zara Jones out of the UAE. Excellent job by her. And seventh. Again, I have to look at this because I'm not too familiar with it. I think that's Ed. No, that is Abraham Hassan out of Egypt for Force India. And that's Carlos Dimitri, the only driver in the field to have finished below where they started, though not by much. And small miracles can happen in this league. Ed Nunez from Mexico, driving for Williams, will take ninth, and the final spot in the points goes to Alexis Abrams. And that rounds out the grid. So Formula J is interesting to watch, though not necessarily in this race, but that might be because we were on a junior course and not the real Formula 1 track, the configuration that the series will use. But FP2 this afternoon will resume. It's just about noontime now. It'll be a couple hours before that happens, but when it does, let's see if I can pull off the job of getting ready for an entire race in just 90 minutes.